Well, good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School girls basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, being joined by Phil Hill for tonight's game between the Sayreville Bombers and the Lady Bears of East Brunswick. And Phil, East Brunswick has a program here this year.
They certainly do. Under Pat Peters, they've done a tremendous job. They're tied for first place, John, right now with a record of 7-2. And they have a big game coming up Friday against Piscataway, who's also tied for first in the red division. Peters has done a super job with the Lady Bears.
Great, and we're about ready to get underway. We'll try to give you the starting lineups as we go along. The tip-off, and it's controlled by Sayreville. And a foul is called against number 54, that's Karen Larstana.
And right away, the Bears have shown that they plan to be rather aggressive on defense, John.
Well, Sayreville comes in. They have yet to win a game. Shot is good. That's Jennifer Probola for Sayreville, and they go on top 2-0. Larstana brings it up. Off to Rossi. Rossi overshoots the basket. Give you the starting lineup for East Brunswick. Kim Hart, number 33. Karen Larstana, number 54. Barbie Holland, number 53, and Teresa Rossi, number 35. Shot missed by Larstana. Foul is called.
Okay, I'd like to give you a starting lineup for the East Sayreville Bombers. You got Kelly McCrum, number 35, Jennifer Probola, number 32, Lisa Colleen, number 10, Nicole Lyons, number 41, and Danielle Toth, number 21.
Sayreville leading 2-0. The travel is called, and it'll go over to the Lady Bears. We're just underway here from East Brunswick High School. Rossi bringing it up to Holland. Holland inside to, well, we already have a substitution. We're trying to, that's Debbie Levine.
Right.
I'm sorry, Debbie was there and we just forgot to call her. So Debbie will go to the line. She'll shoot one. Foul committed before her attempt for the basket. But she hits it, and we're tied. Sorry, East Brunswick's on top now, 3-2. Sayreville looking to get something going. As we said, East Brunswick comes in here with an excellent record, leading or tied for the lead in the conference. Levine with the rebound, and we're going to have a jump ball. And it'll go to Sayreville.
Debbie Levine showing a good touch on one end of the court and being very aggressive on the other end of the court there, John.
Inside, shot by Probola, no good. She has it to Kaleem. Kaleem puts it up, no good. Levine, and it's going to be off Sayreville, so it'll be the Bears' ball.
And I tell you, the Bears don't want to get caught sleeping here. Sayreville's 0-6, but they've been known to have solid programs in the past, and they've been in most of the games, even though they're 0-6.
Holland with it. She'll take the shot, and they're going to call her for a travel. She took a step.
Bears have the press on, John.
Toth trying to bring it up, being pressured, does get it away. Kaleem with the shot, partially blocked. Followed up, but stolen by Levine. To Larstana, she'll bring it up. First quarter action, shot, no good. Rebound, McCrum. Kaleem off the glass, won't go. And a lot of action back and forth. No scoring though. Rossi with the shot, won't go.
Tell you, surprisingly, the Bombers are out rebounding the Bears at this point, John.
East Brunswick now in a zone. They're going to call a travel on Kaleem. 5:20 to go, first period. East Brunswick on top, 3-2.
And East Brunswick exhibiting a tight zone there, creating some problems for the Bombers.
Levine looks inside to Holland, won't go. Taken over, regained by Rossi. Can't put it in. Harden underneath, won't go. And out to Sayreville. Toth down court to Kaleem. And she'll lay it up. Sayreville on top now, 4-3.
Well, I'll tell you one thing is clear. The officials are letting them play, and that can prove for an exciting game.
Harden to Levine. Levine standing, looking. Larsteam underneath to Harden. Nice pass. Just can't go for Kim Harden tonight. She'll try it a third time. And Phil, you're right. She's getting no help under the boards.
No help, but she did wonders for a rebounding record there, but couldn't come up with the basket.
Kaleem looking to Toth. Toth is the playmaker. Inside, stolen by East Brunswick. Larstana brings it down. Looking for some hope. She'll pull back out with the ball. Levine has it. Across court, bad pass. This will be Kaleem with it. On the drive and in. 6-3 now.
And John, you got to wonder if a timeout's going to come because the Bombers seem to have the edge on the Bears, even though it's rather early.
3-point shot for Larstana rather. Didn't touch anything, so coming in is number 13 for the Bears. And I believe that's Jill Roth. It is. She'll come in for Larstana. And this being our first coverage of the Lady Bears, we'd ask our audience to kind of bear with us as we become familiar with them. Levine at the post position to Rossi. Over to Roth. Inside for Holland. She comes up with it. Still having trouble pulling it down. Roth inside to Harden. Harden on the layup, gets in. 6-5, the Bears trail by 1. 3:17 to go, first period. And it is getting rough, Phil.
Well, I said earlier, the officials seem to be letting them play, and that could prove to be an exciting game when they let them do that. But as you saw right there, the foul was called.
Foul on Rossi.
One of the things, John, the Sayreville matches up pretty well. They have equal size to East Brunswick, and I don't think East Brunswick has seen that with too many teams.
Pass break, Holland, she's going to be called for traveling. You're right, Phil, they match up well with East Brunswick.
Match up really well. You look at number 41 there, Nicole Lyons, and she looks like she might be almost 6 feet.
Toth bringing it down, getting by the press. Stolen, no, I thought it was stolen by Levine. Crum able to come up with it. And Crum now caught and stolen by Holland. It's getting rough, Phil, out there.
Very tough out there. Barbie Holland is the leading rebounder for the Bears. And
Harden inside for the bucket, excuse me. East Brunswick now takes the lead, 7-6. Phil, I'm wondering if they can keep up this pace, though. They're really hustling up and down.
They are hustling up and down this court.
2:20 left here in the first period. Sayreville giving East Brunswick all it wants. McCrum having difficulty, stolen by Holland.
And John, I tell you, we said it before that to let them play. We saw a reach in by Barbie Holland that ordinarily would have been called a foul, and then she got very physical there, took the ball away, and it's East Brunswick's ball.
Roth into Levine. Levine takes the shot off the rim. McCrum with the rebound. Stolen by Roth. Unable to save it, however. We'll go over to Sayreville.
And I tell you, Jill Roth, one of the Roth sisters, just a fine family of athletes.
Her sister Bonnie out with a foot problem. Kaleem works her way down. Lyons on the follow-up, and she's fouled from behind on Holland. She'll go to the line. Phil, I'm somewhat impressed by Toth and Kleem's ability to dribble through the press.
Well, for someone that tall, you don't usually see that happen too much, but the young lady looked like she has some ability, John.
Lyons at the line. She can tie this up for Sayreville. Dead quiet in here. And she hits it off the front of the rim. She'll get one more. And she puts it in. We're tied at 7. 1:50 to go, first period. Rossi now bringing it up. Tough defense by Sayreville. Shot by Rossi. No good. McCrum with the rebound.
And
gets it down to Kleem. Down to Toth. Won't go. Toth has it back, and she's fouled underneath.
Well, twice, John, we've seen shots by East Brunswick where there's been nobody on the backside to do the rebounding, and Sayreville's taken advantage of it.
Phil, they call the foul on Danielle Toth, who went for her own rebound. So East Brunswick will get it. Roth into Rossi. Down court, Holland inside to Levine. Nice pass and a bucket.
And the foul could have easily been called. It could have been 3.
9-7. The Lady Bears on top. Kleem in trouble. They're going to call a travel.
And that's just a result of nothing but pressure put on Sayreville. And Teresa Ross applying most of the pressure.
Roth will inbound it to Rossi. 1:10 to go in the period. East Brunswick with a 2-point lead, 9-7. Good passing underneath. Holland to Harden.
Wow. Just a fine look by Barbie Holland hitting the open person.
And Toth loses it. It'll go back over to the Bears. Roth inside to Harden, won't go. Toth comes up with it, and she's fouled by Roth.
Well, John, you saw Roth try to get the ball down to Tim Harden, and that's a big part of the East Brunswick game. Tim Harden is the big scorer for the Bears, and what they do an awful lot is try to get the ball down low and have Kim go up, either draw the foul or put up the 2 points.
Toth at the line. East Brunswick in the lead, 11-7. Off the rim and out of bounds. Harden to Roth. To Holland underneath. Good movement on the ball.
Barbie Holland with a good, strong move to the basket.
Bears on top 13-7 with 35 seconds. Sayreville throws it away. Rossi, back to Roth, to Rossi, and they're going to call travel.
Slight carry.
But you got to like the way they're moving the ball now, Phil.
Well, they are. They're hitting the open man and open lady, if you will. And it's good movement.
Sayreville slowing it down just a bit now. 20 seconds. Double dribble is called on Toth. So Sayreville making a lot of really stupid mistakes at this point, Phil.
Probably when you fatigue is a great equalizer, and you can see they're clearly a little winded, and while they're winded, they're making mistakes, John.
And Toth trying to reach in, fouls Roth. East Brunswick will inbound it. Underneath the Rossi, good pass, blocked by Lyons, but Holland on the follow-up won't go. Harden, and she's fouled underneath by Lyons. I'm sorry, it's called on McCrum, number 35.
And I'll tell you, John, while you get a good look at Kim Harden while she's at the line there, we remember her from last year. She was the leading scorer last year with 12 points. She's averaging 14.7 points this year.
She hits the first.
A nice touch, and she's had some big games for the Bears this year. Scored 22 points versus Holy Family, 19 versus J.P. Stevens, and 18 points versus Plainfield.
One more. Off the back of the rim, controlled by Rossi to Roth, and Roth will be called for traveling. 7 seconds left in the first period here from East Brunswick High School, East Brunswick and Sayreville, and the Bears on top 14-7. Down court quickly to Lyons, stolen by Holland. 1 second, and she can't do it in time. So at the end of one here from East Brunswick, the Bears on top 14-7. I feel you got to be impressed with the style of play of this East Brunswick team.
They're very aggressive. They have quick hands. They seem like they started out a little raggedy, John. They settled down, and I think what you're going to see is Sayreville having a pretty tough time. Sayreville you have to be impressed with, too. A team that came in here 0-6, did not back up from the Bears and played them very tough the early part of the quarter here. So perhaps we have the making of a good one.
Yeah, they gave East Brunswick all they wanted for about 3/4 of that period, and I think you kind of hit it on the head. Fatigue. Sayreville's getting a little tired. East Brunswick's quickly running up and down on the court, moving the ball quite well. We'll see what comes out in the second period, but certainly Sayreville is not playing like an 0-6 team.
They're not. They're playing very tough, and why not? Their coach is someone who's been with them for 6 years, Sherry Popowski, and former star player for Sayreville herself, so she's going to get the best out of them.
Here we go, second period about to begin. Sayreville brings it in. Underneath is McCrum. She's blocked by Holland. Holland again, and she comes down with the rebound. Down court, stolen by Toth. Stolen by Roth. To Harden on the break. Harden against the glass, and it will go. 16-7 East Brunswick. Toth being pressured as East Brunswick puts on the press. Down to Lyons. Lyons will put it up, won't go. Holland on the rebound. And a travel is called on Barbie Holland.
And Barbie Holland is the Dwayne Taylor for the girls. She's blocking shots. She's the intimidator in the middle for the Bears.
Shot from outside. Nice one.
A nice touch.
That's Probola. Makes it 16-9. Roth, a little fancy ball handling as she dumps it off to Rossi, who puts it up. Still in play, and McCrum is out of bounds. It'll go to East Brunswick.
And we have a substitution for the Bombers, number 43. The name's not clear here, John.
We'll see if we can identify that player. Anyway, Harden misses underneath the basket, and this is Kaleem on the drive. Pulls up, won't go. Lyons has it, blocked by Holland, but they're going to call for a foul, reaching over. So Lyons will go to the line. Second period action. East Brunswick on top 16-9.
And John, you see number 40 is coming to the game. Erica Weir, she's a freshman for the East Brunswick Bears. She's 6 feet, 6 feet tall.
Wearing number 40. Kaleem follows up, won't go. Levine has it stolen. Holland, back to Holland, ball bouncing around. And Rossi will finally bring it up. Looking inside for Holland. Won't go, Harden. They're gonna call a foul. Karen Hill, number 5, coming in for Sayreville to replace Kaleem. Number 43, Phil, is Alma Mulatto
Okay.
for Sayreville. And this is Kim Harden at the line.
And
She'll get another.
And I'll tell you, Kim Harden, she's a delightful young lady with a very bright smile. And you have to wonder if she played basketball all year round, how good she would be. But Kim happens to put down the ball at the end of the season, picks it up when basketball season starts. And she's an excellent player, so you have to wonder how very good she would really be, John.
Yeah. Ball will be turned over to Sayreville. East Brunswick on top 17-10. Hill brings it up for Sayreville. Tapped away by East Brunswick, so the Bombers will keep it. Mulatto will throw it in. Lions underneath, blocked by Weir. Rossi now on the break. She'll take it herself. In and out. Weir on the follow-up. Won't go. Holland won't go. Weir blocked. And I'm getting tired. Finally, Probola pulls it down for Sayreville. East Brunswick with about 6 opportunities. And double dribble.
But you can bet your bottom dollar that Pat Peters will tell Jill Roth that next time she goes to the basket, use the backboard. She put the ball, she broke away from the pack and put the ball right up on a layup, but she tried to put it right in. She'll be told to use that backboard.
Rossi to Levine. Back to Rossi. She'll take the shot. Short. Toth with it. Toth on the break to Kaleem. Won't go. Holland on the rebound.
What a yeoman's job Holland is doing.
I don't think I'd want to get under there with her, Phil. Holland has it. Looks nice pass underneath, looking for Harden. Taken by Toth. And Kaleem now for Sayreville. Will bring it back out. Probola to Toth. And they'll set it up. Kaleem inside to Lions. Stolen by Levine. 2-on-1 break to Rossi. Rossi, no good. Here's Probola all by herself. Can't make it. The follow-up won't go. Taken down by Holland.
Who else?
Rossi to Harden. And finally on the board, 19-10 East Brunswick. Timeout Sayreville. 4:43 to go, second period. East Brunswick on top, 19-10.
And I tell you, good timeout by Sherry Popowski because the Bears are about to run away with things unless the Bombers can slow them down a little bit.
You see Coach Popowski out there talking to her team. And we look over here to see Coach Peters for East Brunswick.
And I'll tell you, John, as you look at Pat Peters, you want to talk about someone that really enjoys what she's doing. Pat Peters had coached many of these girls as 8th graders and 9th graders, and then so she's familiar with them. So she's just pleased as punch to have them as the varsity coach. She really loves coaching and is very excited about where they are right now, 7-2, and being in first place.
Well, she's doing an excellent job with them. And we had the opportunity to see that JV team tonight, Phil, and they're quite impressive.
A pretty solid team as well.
Coached by John Whitman, his first year here at East Brunswick as a coach. Sayreville stolen by Harden, but Toth will pick it back up for the Lady Bombers. Toth with some ball handling, but finally stolen. 3-on-2, East Brunswick, Rossi, and nice defensive play by Kaleem. You got to look to pass that off when you have that break, Phil.
That's right. You have them out on the wing, pass it off.
Out to Holland. Weir to Harden. Up and in. 21-10. Phil, no doubt East Brunswick is going to be a force in this GMC.
That's a fact. I think they're really going to have to be reckoned with. Friday, as I said, should be an exciting time. Piscataway, new to the red division, comes to town. Same record, 7-2, and The fact of the Peters didn't try to hide it. They're looking forward to that game. So that might be some of the reason that they started a little slow, John.
And that is Friday the 13th.
Oh, mercy.
Piscataway comes in. I'm sorry, East Brunswick goes to Piscataway to take on the Chiefs. Holland, rather, with the rebound. Out to Rossi. Rossi looking down for Weir. She's fouled.
And again, you take a good look at Erica Ware, number 40 there. She is a freshman, 6 feet tall, and seems to me she has a bright future here at East Brunswick.
And the key, Phil, is she's a freshman. You could see it a little bit on the court, but this experience has got to help her.
It's got to help her a lot. She's playing varsity ball as a freshman. That doesn't happen too often.
She's at the line. And she hits. 22-10 East Brunswick. In and out. Lions on the rebound, and she's going to be tied up. It'll go over to East Brunswick. Yeah. East Brunswick gets it inside to Holland. Turns around, looks for some help. There's Larsanta, and she hits. I'm sorry, Larstana. I keep saying Larstana. Larstana, I apologize. Phil, looks like we're at that period of the game again where Sayreville starts getting tired and they get a little sloppy.
I think they have 5 players that are very young and whatnot and somewhat inexperienced. And once they tire out, East Brunswick's great experience seems to take over. The fact of the matter is there's just more ability out there for the Bears.
Larstana dumps it off to Levine. Inside to Holland, back to Larstana. Levine. No whistles called as Levine was hit on every hand she had. Probola on the layup. 24-12. Larstana brings it right back to Harden. Harden can't hold on to it. East Brunswick still pressing, steal by Harden, great play. 26-12.
And Kim Harden has her average at this point, which is 14.7.
Another turnover, East Brunswick can't capitalize. Inside of 3 minutes left here in the second period. Holland with the steal to Levine. Inside to Holland, good move out. Harden. Larstana with the shot, partially blocked.
Ooh.
Just won't go, but Holland on the follow-up. She's all over the court. Green ball. That goes to East Brunswick.
Well, everything seems to be going the Bears' way at this time, John.
28-12 is our score with 2:23 left here in the second period. Levine looks underneath for Harden. Tapped out of bounds by Lions. East Brunswick will have it under their own basket. Holland. Cross court to Larstana. She'll put it up off the front of the rim. Sayreville's Probola will bring it down. And now it's given to Kalem. The Crumb. Rebound Harden. Stolen by Probola. Toth now waiting. Probola. And she hits.
Probola with a nice touch.
28-14. Called on.
A bad call.
called on Larstana, so it'll turn over to Sayreville.
Just a bad call that time, that's all.
Minute and a half left here, the second period. Toth gets it through the press underneath the Lions, and Lions is fouled.
I'll tell you, Nicole Lyons must be nearly 6 feet herself, if not 6, and she turns around to shoot, and she has Barbie Holland, Erica Weir, and Tim Harding surrounding her. Tough to get out from under those three.
Lions makes it. (28-15). And she hits the second. 1:25 left to go. 28-16, East Brunswick, 12-point lead as Levine will pull it up. Go over to Sayreville.
And East Brunswick still pressing.
Toth brings it down, does a nice job. The foul's gonna be called on Levine. You gotta like the way Toth handles that ball for Sayreville.
She handles it well, she really does. She also handled her left hand pretty well, pushing off, which the official did not see.
Danielle Toth goes to the line. And I think we're gonna have a jump ball here. Kim Harden and Lions. It'll go over to Sayreville. There is no jump ball as there used to be. Inside of a minute left. Brabola looks inside for McCrum, but Lions picks it up. Won't go. Off on Harden. Kaleem, they're gonna call it travel as she hit it though.
Unfortunately. Nice left hand swish. Disallowed.
Larstana to Levine. Inside to Weir. Won't go. And East Brunswick's had their opportunities,
That's
Phil.
for sure. I tell you, I'm impressed with Weir. She missed that shot there, but I'm just impressed with her presence and her savvy.
Toth gets through the press underneath to McCrum. Blocked from behind by Holland. With 18 seconds left. Sayreville will inbound it. I'm sure Sayreville will play for one shot. Toth will take it though. Holland pulls it down.
And
that's probably gonna do it for the half. 2 seconds, and that'll be it. So halftime here at East Brunswick. Lady Bears on top, 28-16. A good game, one that we're seeing some real basketball skill out there, Phil.
well, there is a lot of talent out there, and again, the Bears, I think, did what we expected. They started a little bit slowly, but they have exceptional talent, and they just turned it on, John.
All right, we'll be back with second half action in just a moment. Well, Phil, as we get ready for the start of the second half, I know that you have some scoring numbers for us.
All right, for the Sayreville Bombers, the leading scorer is Jennifer Patola. She has 8 points. Nicole Ryan, we've been calling her Lion, and I believe it's Ryan, John.
Okay.
And she has 4 points. And Lisa Colleen has 4 points, making a total of 16 points for the Bombers. For the East Brunswick Lady Bears, Barbie Holland has 4 points, but a bushel of rebounds. She's been doing a yeoman's job. Kim Harden, 16 points, 2 points above her average already. Debbie Levine has 5 points. Karen Larstana has 2, and Erica Weir has 1 for a total of 28 points. So 28-16 at the half here, John.
Phil, I just want to pick up on something that you were mentioning before about Kim Harden. That is, what would she be like if she went all year round with this sport?
Well, you know, the more I think about this, 2 schools of thought. You know, I know Kim just by way of friendship with my daughter Michelle, and she seems to, enjoy being an all-around student. You know, getting the most out of high school and all its experience, and there's something to be said about that.
Sure.
A lot of kids spend all their high school time being fanatical about wrestling and football or basketball or soccer or anything, and it takes up an awful lot of time. So there's something to be said about balance, and Kim Harden has apparently decided to have balance in her life. So who can argue with that?
Nope. No doubt about that.
And when you're talented on top of it and able to do as well as she does anyway, it says a whole lot.
You know, as I look down the East Brunswick roster, they have 7 seniors, but a lot of talent from the junior and sophomore ranks. And I think, Coach Peters, based on what we saw this earlier this evening with the JVs, has a lot to look forward to in terms of this girls program.
That's for sure. And she talks about the fact that now they're getting kids into programs. I believe Tom Watts has a program that he has on Sunday at St. Bart's, and some of the kids are starting to go over there. Some of the girls are starting to go over there, and that's the kind of stuff that builds a program. You got to start early, and you got to do some of those extra things.
In contrast to Sayreville, which really doesn't have a feeder program.
Sayreville, Coach Popowski just says, hey, our kids now don't get involved until 9th grade. They have nothing underneath that, which is a shame.
All right, East Brunswick will start the second half off. Rossi takes it from Weir and hits to make it 30-16. So what started out to be, or looked to be, a close game has been blown open by the Lady Bears. And a turnover by Kaleem. Rossi to Levine.
Appeared to be a backcourt there, John. Not called.
Kaleem, she's got it on the steal. Back to Toth. Trying to get it inside to McCrum, won't go. Sayreville's ball. Probola, good move. Won't go though. And she'll pick it up, but it's a backcourt and it'll go over to East Brunswick.
I'll tell you, nevertheless, I'm impressed with Jennifer Probola. She's a hustler all over the court and has a fine touch and is aggressive as well.
Levine inside to Holland. Rossi can't hold it, regains control to Weir, underneath to Harden.
And we're starting the second half.
Levine missing. Good block there by Weir. And Toth turns it over.
Erica Weir, the freshman, number 40, starting the second half for the Bears. So she's getting an awful lot of experience, on-the-job experience.
Holland pulls it down inside for Harden, won't go. A little too much ball handling there. Kaleem off the glass, short. Holland with the rebound. And Rossi will bring it up. Rossi takes it all the way. Saved by Harden. She'll put it up. Won't go. Weir can't do it, and it's off Ryan. And finally off an East Brunswick player. East Brunswick still putting on a half-court press here, Phil.
Surprise, I tell you.
Well, they may be wanting to work on that for Piscataway.
You're probably right, John. Getting ready for the big one.
Kaleem hits. Left-handed, puts it in. 30-16 is our, 18 rather, is our score with 5:50 to go here in the third period. East Brunswick with a comfortable lead. A little congested in there. Harden comes up with it. Holland won't go. And the refs are letting him play. This is a little bit like street ball. Probola all the way down. Weir fighting. Finally gets a handle on it. Dishes it off to Rossi, to Levine. Won't go. Rossi, yes. 32-18.
That's Rossi's second basket of the half. Matter of fact, she has all the points this half already.
Levine keeps it alive. And Toth will pick it up for Sayreville. Stolen by Harden. And she steps on the end line. Roth will come in for Levine. And a tackle on the far end of the court. The ball will go over to Sayreville. Toth, Danielle Toth, number 21. It's a tough one for Sayreville.
She is.
She hangs in there. Ryan, long shot out of her range. Kaleem blocked by Holland. Rossi comes up with it, and she traveled. Hill, number 5 for Sayreville, into the game and will inbound the ball.
And number 10, Lisa Clean, goes out, but she's played very hard for Sayreville.
Mulatto, no good. Roth, foul on Probola. So East Brunswick will take it out on the side. Debbie Levine back in. Knocked away by Mulatto. Rossi to Roth. Inside to Holland, won't go. Sayreville comes up with it, that's Hill. Throws it right to Roth, who brings it down to Harden. Harden misses the layup. And Probola loses control, so East Brunswick will have it back.
I'll tell you, Kim didn't see Karen Listarna out on the wing there. She could have flipped it right back to her. She did have a clear shot for the layup herself, just didn't go.
Roth back to Holland. To Roth, who will put it up. And we're gonna have a jump ball. And it'll go to Sayreville. Jump ball situations, they alternate possessions. Sayreville facing the press once again. Turnover by the Bombers. So East Brunswick leading 32-18 with 3:47 in the third period.
And Lisa Clean comes back in for the Bombers.
Underneath, good pass to Harden. Roth to Harden. Homnick in for Sayreville, number 33. That's she with the ball. She'll take the shot. Probola back to Mulatto. And Mulatto with the basket. 34-20. East Brunswick by 14. Rossi off to Holland, inside to Weir. And again, Phil, a case of too much ball handling.
Too much ball handling. You like to see the good ball movement, but when you have an open shot, you should take it.
Roth to Holland. Almost stolen by Probola. Rossi now with it. Colleen cuts in. And Rossi goes all the way back court to get it. Bad pass. This is Probola. She should have an easy layup. She does, and she's fouled by Holland. Chance for a three-pointer.
And we said it earlier, Jennifer Probola has been playing good ball for the Bombers. And Sayreville, John, has been a team that when other girl teams weren't playing ball, Sayreville was playing good ball. And you remember some of the names. Cindy Allman, Terry Lackwood, and, of course, the greatest one of all, Rhonda Rapola, who was a legend and is a legend from Sayreville.
Well, there's another team around that Sayreville, South Amboy area called Hoffman that is ranked #1 in the state, and I think in the top 5 in USA Today.
They're tough. They're not quite as tough as they've been in the past, but they are tough. I think when you talk about Central Jersey, you got to talk about Hoffman and St. Peter's at this juncture.
Yeah. St. Peter's with a famous name.
Ooh, Smoji.
Yeah.
Young lady who I had the pleasure of playing basketball against at Bicentennial Park, and young Smoji is a ball player. Lisa Colleen getting up, slightly injured, but she seems to be all right.
She took a hard dive onto the floor, showing some of the hustle that she's noted for. That Jill Roth has been all over the court since she's been in, Phil. Coming up with some steals. Weir. And East Brunswick just unable to get a hand on that ball, but here's Harden. She didn't have control of it when she went up. And a foul is called. Foul is going to be on Rossi. Timeout, East Brunswick.
And John, we talked about the last time that we, as we watched the East Brunswick cheerleaders there, but we talked about it last time, the evolution of girls basketball. And you got to remember, I think it started in the 70s, right in the 70s, about that time when they started giving out scholarships to go to school for female basketball players. And now, with the influence of the Rutgers Lady Knights around here, basketball is big in Central Jersey.
Well, quite honestly, in talking with the Rutgers people, they've drawn more for ladies basketball than they have for the men's program.
They have. Bob Wetzel, they're trying to turn that around and get more people out by having a stronger program, and it remains to be seen yet. They have done slightly better early on.
All right, under 2 minutes left here in the third period. East Brunswick on top, 34-22. 12-point lead for the Lady Bears. Homnick. And a foul from behind is Probola. And she's shown a lot of hustle tonight,
She's just a complete ball player. She's someone that could use a little more help on her team, but otherwise a very fine ball player.
And Jill Roth stepped on the line as she threw it in. So it'll go over to Sayreville. Mulatto will bring it in. Homnick takes that shot. She's yet to hit. And a foul is going to be called. And the foul is on Homnick.
Ooh.
Steal by Holland. Nice play. Nice pass to Weir. Off the iron. And it'll be a jump ball. It should go to East Brunswick. Roth. Throw it in. Harden. Blocked by Ryan. Perbola, she's fouled. I believe it was by Weir.
And yet, we talked about Weir being in the game as much as she has, and you got to believe Pat Peters is, as you say, trying to not only for Piscataway coming up, but for the county tournaments that's coming up, trying to get somebody with some exceptional height, some experience to be ready for that.
And this team could do well in the counties.
They really could.
Weir will be a big part of that. She's in there with Holland and Harden. It's a strong front for East Brunswick. 1:15 remaining, third period. And all we needed was a fumble there, Phil. I can't believe how much freedom the referees are giving.
They have given them much more than the game we had the other night with the boys.
Yeah. Traveling called on Roth. Homnick, she gets in that spot and puts it up. And traveling's going to be called on Holland. And surprisingly, Phil, nice following for the Sayreville team.
I've just noticed that most of the clapping, we don't have a full house here, but most of the crowd clapping that time was from Sayreville. A nice following.
Nice pass down, Rossi off Weir's hands.
And that's what it's all about. When you can be 0-6 and have a decent following, that says something about perhaps where your program is going to go. It just means a lot to the kids.
Right through Holland's legs. It's one thing in girls basketball, you tend to see it all. Holland coming out. She'll take a rest.
A well-deserved rest.
This is Roth.
Oh, she got it caught on her hip.
Couldn't control it, threw it up, and they call a travel on. I guess it was Weir who tried to pick it up. East Brunswick still pressing. 30 seconds left here in the third period. Pass underneath, stolen by Harden. Rossi to Levine. Levine mugged out in center court. And Harden makes the basket.
Who else?
One second, won't go, and that's it. At the end of three, East Brunswick 36, Sayreville 22. Phil, it's getting rough out there.
It's getting very
real
physical.
rough.
There was a time when girls basketball meant staying covered in the area and that you couldn't walk out of. Remember those days?
Couldn't cross midcourt.
And it was somewhat genteel. Now it's just as physical as the boys.
And East Brunswick showing they can play that type of game.
They can.
And we look down on Coach Peters.
And Pat Peters, you know, like I said, she's got to be very pleased with her first year on the varsity level. She has coached before, as we said, for the JVs in the 8th grade and 9th grade here, and she's also been a softball coach and a field hockey coach last year.
We did have a chance to mention John Whitman, who is in his first year as a JV coach, but also in terms of this ladies program, 9th grade coach is Dee Watkins, and at 8th grade, at the 8th grade level, is someone we know quite well, Sonny Regalato.
Right.
So good coaching throughout the East Brunswick's girls program. And here comes Roth to Rossi.
Ooh, no harm, no foul.
Rossi takes it straight to the hoop. She isn't shy.
Man, she's hammered. Oh, these guys are letting them play. I love it.
This is getting a little bit like roller derby out here.
Ooh.
And Homnick finally makes that shot. This could be an interesting 4th quarter. And Roth throws it up. Anything could go now. 38-24 East Brunswick. Balls are flying. So are bodies, for that matter. Rossi on the fast break. She's going to take it. Throws it up, and a foul is called on Toth. Rossi has no problem going to the hoop, Phil.
Rossi's not shame at all, but she's a competitor. She's plays very good defensively, and she moves pretty well with the basketball. She was a letter winner on the soccer team, John, so she's used to good, aggressive ball playing.
She's at the line. Misses the first.
And as I said, if you play for Luke Cosa on that soccer team, you got to be aggressive. And Rossi not ashamed to show it out here. She's a sophomore.
A lane violation against Perbola, but nothing called. Roth with the steal. Quick points for East Brunswick, 41-24.
And Roth has 6 points this half.
Kaleem is dropped to the floor once again.
We have 2 players down.
Weir, foul on Weir.
And Lisa Clean getting off the floor again. She is taking a beating out there today, but she bounces right back up.
Kaleem, referees wanting to see if she's okay. She went down on her elbow. You're right, Phil, she is a competitor.
She's tough.
Harden with the steal, the layup. 43-24. Harden with the steal again, and the layup.
Oh, mercy.
45-24.
I tell you, maybe we spoke too soon. It's hard for me to believe that.
Knocked away by Harden.
That Kim Harden doesn't play more basketball than I've been led to believe.
Timeout, Sayreville.
She has fun, though. She comes off the court and she's laughing. She's enjoyed it.
Well, a lot of energy and a good spirit on this East Brunswick team. We've been watching them now for a while on the sidelines and cheering for one another. And John Whitman, the JV coach, is right there. He's yelling and screaming. And you see the East Brunswick High School varsity cheerleaders. Putting in all the time that there is. All right, East Brunswick ready to come out. 6:28 left in the game. They're on top, 45-24. As we said, East Brunswick came in 7-2 and 3-0 in the division, tied for first place with Piscataway, with whom they meet on Friday. Sayreville 0-6, and it's hard to believe, Phil, that this team is 0-6.
They're very competitive, I tell you that.
Roth on the rebound across to Harden. Hill steps in there, number 5, breaks it up. Weir on a turnaround, he goes. 47-24. Press again by the Bears, stolen by Roth, all by herself.
And Roth, I tell you, has 8 points. Jill Roth, all coming his half.
Steal by Harden. Layup, all on steals.
You thought she was going to dunk it.
51-24. McCrum finally breaks the string. Rossi, she'll go for the basket.
Ooh, she was hammered.
Weir on the follow-up. 53-26. Kaleem in traffic. Jump ball. Go to East Brunswick.
Well, I'll tell you, I missed jump ball, John. They did away with it and speed up the game, I'm sure. It was a fun part of the game. I think they ran out of officials who were able to throw the ball up properly. I don't know.
Inside to Weir. She's coming to life, Phil.
She is coming alive, and it's great experience for her.
55-26, East Brunswick. Kaleem looking for some help. This is Apple. In conjunction, Joe Roth steps in. She'll take the ball if no one else wants it. And wholesale changes are going to be made now for the Lady Bears.
And they get a well-deserved hand.
You got to be impressed with them.
Got to be impressed, you really do.
And I'd like to say, if anyone sitting at home watching this wants to see some exciting basketball, certainly to come out and watch this girls' team. One of the best in the county.
Well, they have a number of athletes, not just basketball players. You're talking about Jill Ross, who's the #1 singles tennis player, and a number of the other girls are on the soccer team, and they're just athletes. They like to play.
Kaleem at the line. She'll get another. Sayreville is the recipient of the bonus plan here. East Brunswick with 5 team fouls. And we'll try to identify some of the new players for you. That's Lorstana who will throw it in. Lotke, Abby Lotke, number 5. Number 11 is Daniela Drulis. Larstana with the shot, short. Holland fights and puts it in. .25 we see is Dana Naclerio. Inside to Lotke, she's fouled.
And I'll tell you, John, when you look at this Bear team and take into consideration that Randy Klein and Diane Flynn are sick and aren't even playing today, and they're regulars. They are dealing with the flu, and they'll be back, so that's only going to add strength to this team.
No, well-rounded, good bench strength. Coach Peters, I'm sure, has got to be pleased with what she's seeing tonight, particularly with Piscataway coming up again, as we've mentioned, on Friday. Arstana to Lotke. Can't control it. Stolen by Larstana. She loses the handle. Good team speed, you know.
They do. All around speed.
Down to 3:40 here in the fourth and final period. East Brunswick on top by 30, 57-27.
I'll tell you what, John, Barbie Holland's still there, and she took that fall there. I might give her a rest at this juncture, and I think that's just what's going to happen.
Weir's coming back in for Holland.
And she's played a great game. She is the enforcer, and very aggressive and the top rebounder for this team. Very important cog in this East Brunswick machine.
Probola at the line, hits, makes it 57-28. Weir trying to make the save. It'll go back to Sayreville. Shot by Ryan, no good. Weir with the rebound. Lotke to Drulis. And they say she steps on the line.
Malata coming back in for Sayreville.
Weir with the rebound. And Phil, you can just see that Erica Weir is starting to feel comfortable in there, getting to feel a little more familiar with her teammates.
Well, and she's put in a lot of minutes, not only for this game, but she played also the JV game previously, so she's probably going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, she's played very well in this varsity game.
She really has, and I think it's a smart move by Pat Peters to get this young lady some experience, because it can only help down the road.
Actually give all her bench some experience.
Really.
And I'm sure that's been happening as East Brunswick, again, 7-2, has really not had much of a problem in the division, obviously, being 3-0 within the division. Travel's going to be called on Mulatto, and he'll go over to East Brunswick. I'm sorry, the other way around. Travel on East Brunswick. Probola puts it up.
Jennifer, and again, she's right there.
Drulis.
Good ball handling.
Yeah, down to Weir. Drulis with the shot, hits.
Ooh. Oh, she brought the ball down very nicely, moved it from hand to hand. Then when she had the opportunity, swished it.
Big smile on her face. Homnick, she hits. That's Margaret Homnick. She's been taking that shot all night. Finally found her spot as Lotke goes down, foul on Toth.
I can't believe the substitution, but we'll see.
Jennifer Reardon, number 14, comes in.
I see what the problem is. There's only so many players. I was wondering why Kim Harden is back out there. They pulled her off, but apparently she's supposed to go in for the shooter. But I'm still surprised.
Lotke at the line, misses. 2:30 left in the game. East Brunswick on top, 59-33. Homnick in her favorite spot, misses.
And Kim Harden is going back in, John. Well,
we mentioned Jennifer Reardon, number 14. Also in is Jennifer Cleary, number 45. And Reardon will inbound it, trying to get to Cleary. Probola steals it. Toth blocked by Rossi. Probola off the back of the rim.
Weir dribbling.
Here comes Weir on the break. Pulls up. Won't go, but she follows up her shot. Can't make it. Can't make it on the follow-up.
Well, I tell you, I was impressed that she dribbled down the court the way she did.
Foul's going to be called on Reardon. McCrum comes back in. Larstana will come in. Rossi will go out. Harden finds it and puts it up. 61-33. McCrum inside to Ryan. She's fouled by Reardon.
No basket before. And as you see Ryan at the line there, I talked about Rhonda Rampola earlier, and I understand she's doing some coaching, John, now down at SMU. So a nice break for her.
Weir, nice rebound. And we'll be seeing a lot of her in the years to come as Larstana puts it up. She's fouled by McCrum.
Larstana may be one of the hardest working players out on the court. You don't see it in the box score a lot, but she's steady playing defense, gets her fair share of rebounds, and passes the ball off well. So she's pretty solid all the way around.
That is she at the line. She'll get another.
She's a varsity leader in softball, so she's another one that's, when I say an athlete.
Harden on the rebound. She's fouled. Probola. In and out. 62-33 with 1:10 left in the game as Harden converts on her second free throw. Homnick starting to find the range now from that side of the court. And Harden and McCrum come together.
Everything's fun to Kim Harden. Everything is fun. And you gotta like that outlook.
Shot by McCrum is good, 62-36. And Dana Naclario comes in for Erica Weir. Foul on Larstana. Probolo goes to the line. I mean, she's all business out there for Sayreville.
And Jennifer Probola has played in fine all-around game.
They're all starting to drop out there. Wow.
We have 3 people hit the floor, and number 21.
Toth is hurt, I believe, number 21.
Appears to be. Appears to be an ankle, and as you see, Sherry Popowski standing on, looking on to see if her player is okay. And here comes Phil Hostler.
And we've talked about Danielle Toth all night and what a tough competitor she is. And Ryan will take the foul shot for Toth. And makes it. She'll get one more as part of the bonus situation. And with 52 seconds, East Brunswick in the lead, 62-38. Clario pulls it down over to Harden. And Larstano bring it up. Back to Harden. Harden forces one up. Ryan. And everyone had a piece of Ryan and the ball and everything else.
Everything else, a little show of emotion there, a little frustration for Ryan.
Harden looks. Reardon won't go. Harden and Ryan. Homnick.
Jump.
She wanted to back up and find her spot. Homnick puts it up and hits. 62-40. 22-point lead for East Brunswick as we go down to the final seconds. Harden, Probola wasn't going to let her put up that last shot.
And Kim just gets up smiling. And Kim will go to the line with a chance to get her 30th point for the night, John. Unofficially.
Has a unique style at the line.
Yes, she does. And she missed it.
Probola, 5 seconds. She's got to throw it up there. And that'll do it here from East Brunswick High School. The final, East Brunswick 62, Sayreville 40. And Phil, I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching this team this year.
I think so too. And if you're an East Brunswick Bear fan of any sort, you got to be here Friday when they, or be at Piscataway Friday when they take on Piscataway. So that's got to be a real exciting game. Again, you got to remember, again, they had 2 players who were out sick, Randy Klein and Diane Flynn, who didn't even play today. So that gives you some idea the type of strength that this Bear team does have. And I'll tell you, my first time seeing them, and I'm impressed.
Well, I enjoyed it, and I can see why they're leading the county, or at least tied for the lead in the county. And I think they're going to be one of the teams to reckon with in the GMC Red Division. And a big win for them tonight against Sayreville in that GMC division. So a good game. East Brunswick on top. 62-40 is the final. And for Phil Hill, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us.